Hey guys, hey Brooklyn Squad, it's your girl Jane. I'm back out again with another video. What is up, everybody? I hope everybody is having a happy Thursday. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you will know when I'm going to drop a video. And also, guys, let me get them thumbs up in there, please. I do appreciate that because it will make a difference of the videos that the people need justice on. We need that to go in the algorithm so other YouTubers can do videos on these people that have been missing. It's not about me. Let's get these victims some justice. Hey, Kathy B. Mwah. Hey, my beautiful queen. How are you today? Happy Thursday. I have a video that I want to show you guys, okay? It disturbed me. I actually was going to come on here a little earlier and do another video. That Kathy B has sent me. But I'm going to get to that, Kathy B. We might could do that tomorrow because this right here, this young lady is still missing. And it has been a minute. But let me tell you how the system, once again, effed up. So let's get to this because I am like, whoa, they got to stop doing this to us. They got to stop letting these monsters be free until they take us out. They got to stop. And this is what happened to not one young lady, but two. Disgusting. So I'm going to wait for a few minutes to see if anybody else wants to join us, and then we're going to hop on into this. Thank you, Kathy B. Happy Thursday to you too, Mama. Okay, let me just get to right here. Now, when I seen this, because it's a woman that I always watch her videos, and she does crime, and she does a lot of, I think, just mostly black girls, black girls that go missing. That, you know what I mean. Shout out to Leah Gordon. I'm definitely gonna put her link in the description down below. If anyone has it, can you please put her down below, Leah Gordon? If not, don't worry, I'll do it. She is one of the content creators who has done, who I have been watching for. I've been subscribed to her for a long time, actually before I even started doing crime. And she's one that don't mind getting the word out. I mean, because I've always asked her, you know what I mean? So she's like, please share it. And I salute that. Like I say, please share these videos. We need to get the word out. A young woman, okay, vanishes after staying at a friend's house. Here we go again with the friendship. Okay. Very sad story. You watch her too. I see Kathy B. Mwah. Thank you, my love. Thank you. So her link is down below. When I tell you this is sinister, this gonna break. If you have a heart like me, right? This is gonna devastate and break your heart. It's really sad. I'm gonna jump right into it. Let's watch the video. Hold on. Her name was Keeshaen Jacobs. Okay. I want you to take a look And you tell me if the police effed up big time. Check this out.
His family is choosing to hold on to as they continue to search for answers about the disappearance of Keeshaen Jacobs.
Keeshaen loved to give hugs, and I used to tell people all the time, she can make you feel so special and so loved because she hugged you so much.
And now her mother is opening up about new details into the investigation that she feels have been ignored by police.
This man right here, his name is Otis Lee Tucker. He was the last person seen and knows my daughter's whereabouts or what happened to my daughter. And when I asked him, he was like, yeah, I saw Keeshaen on Monday at this time at 5. Then it went to another time, and then it went to another. I was like, hold on, something ain't right.
Now, 2 years ago, Tony, after Keeshaen went missing, police finally said there was foul play in her case. Why did it take them so long to believe that?
It came out like on the anniversary 2 years after her disappearance, after a reporter brought it up to me, and I pretty much told him, I was like, ask the police chief. And then that's how it came out.
Tucker is a person of interest in Keeshaen Jacobs' disappearance. She was last seen at a home he was living in Churchill. However, Tucker has never been charged, but investigators have collected evidence. Crime Insider sources believe it's enough evidence to present at a trial, even without Keeshaen's body.
Now with the news, the person of interest in her daughter Keeshaen's missing person case, Otis Tucker, is making headlines with a second-degree murder charge.
As far as just the trauma and pain and dealing with this, it's literally been unbearable. She was such a good person. She didn't deserve it. And then it happened in the most gruesome way.
Otis Tucker pleaded guilty to second-degree murder of 34-year-old Ashley Fowler. Investigators say last November she was beaten with a hammer and strangled with an electronic cord.
So, yes, 2 years ago for one girl. But Keeshaen, her case happened in 2016. So we're not only we're doing Keeshaen's case, Keeshaen Jacobs. That is her mother right there. She was very, very close with her daughter, very close. She had another brother who she was very overprotective with because the brother was locked up at one time. So of course, when he came home, her priorities was keep my brother out of jail. You know what I'm saying? So she was like the little sister, but really the big sister. You know, very close to her family, very close to the family's friends. She was loving, caring, had a great spirit, and very friendly. Hey, my Katie. And she was very, very friendly. So now we have her daughter, Keeshaen, who they was talking about, right? But never did nothing about it. The police never made a attempt to do their job and go find out some type of evidence or find out why is this girl still missing when she's not answering her phone or anything. Hey, Neva. Hey, my love. Hey, Mamita. When she's not answering her phone, this is not like her to just not answer her phone and just disappear. When she said she was going to stay at a friend's house and she'll be back the next day. Never came home. To this day, Keeshaen is still missing. But because police, right, didn't take this case serious because she was in her 20s, so maybe she just was having a good time with her friends, because they didn't take Keeshaen Jacobs' case serious and they let that animal do what he wanted to do, we have two bodies now on their hands. Let's take a look.
Have had the opportunity to prevent this from happening. And to me, they have blood on their hands now.
Tony Jacobs says she saw it coming.
It doesn't surprise me. I saw the video of him beating a man in jail. When I saw that and the way he continuously stomped this man, but he got off for that too. I mean, it's almost like, do you know somebody that's helping you get out for these charges or what?
Do you think she's still out there?
In my heart, I feel like she is.
Now, the assistant state attorney says they're seeking capital punishment. Tony Jacobs tells me she's been in touch with that victim's mother.
He should have never been able to leave Richmond, well, Virginia, period, to go to another state. He shouldn't have been able to. And the mother said the way they understand it, she was like, he wasn't even monitored there. She was like, I just want you to have closure too. So I'm okay if he don't get the death penalty for doing this to my daughter, if he gives you information about Keeshaen. She said, because you deserve it. Your fight has been long, and 6 years is a long time. I got to keep fighting until I get some information. Something got to give.
This is sad. This
Keeshaen
breaks my
Jacobs was
heart,
born
man.
on August 6, 1995, and is described as loving, caring, and fearless.
They told me it was a girl, and I really wanted a boy because, I had that impression that girls was going to give you a lot of hell. Sorry. So I was scared. But once I came to terms, I was having a girl. She's going to be unique. It's just, I don't know. That's what popped into my head for her. And she's my unique baby.
She lived with her mother, Tony, and her older brother, Davon, in a Westover neighborhood of Richmond, Virginia. Growing up, the family of three were extremely close. To make ends meet, Tony worked a range of customer service jobs. She did everything she could for her children. She would make sure they did not miss out on anything. For the kids' birthdays, she would take them to King's Dominion amusement park. The family would also make regular trips to the beach and visit relatives. Keeshaen adored her family. She shared a strong bond with her mother and often confessed to her about personal matters.
Keeshaen is my baby. As much as she wanted to act like she was grown, she still acted like a baby. I only had 2 kids, but you would have thought she was the oldest because she always act like she ran stuff. But she was a very sweet and loving person. Like, Keeshaen loved to give hugs. And I used to tell people all the time, she can make you feel so special and so loved because she hugged you so much. And I used to have to tell her, hey, can I put some of those on layaway for later? Because you overwhelmed me with the love for today. Yeah, she was the homebody. She was very family oriented, liked to be around family a lot, and treasured when we had spent time together.
Oh shit, y'all couldn't hear me. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry. I was just saying to Neva, I'm so sorry. Wow, that shocked me. She knows them. Wow. And I understand if you can't comment that hits home for you. I definitely understand. I'm keeping the family in my prayers. I'm gonna definitely keep you in my prayers too, because I feel like this. When we know the victims, we need prayer too, because they were our friends. You know what I mean? So yeah, wow. I definitely reached out to the mother and sent my condolences. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But let's continue. So sorry, Neva.
She used to be my little sidekick most of the time.
You took her everywhere with you?
If my friends were cooking, Keeshaen was going because she was greedy and she liked to eat. So yeah. So she liked to go places with me. She liked being around me and my friends. So yeah.
Keeshaen also cherished her relationship with her brother. Despite their age difference, she and Davon were as close as a pair of siblings could get. When Davon graduated from high school, he chose to stay in Richmond with his mother and sister. He would often look out for his little sister and watch over his mother as a male in the household.
was incarcerated for a short period of time, and she was excited that he was home. So that was her main focus. Like her best friend, her brother was home, and her main priority was making sure he stayed out of trouble.
When Keeshaen started high school herself, her bubbly personality made her a popular student. Despite her popularity, Keeshaen was not a fan of partying or late nights out. While she occasionally took part if invited, she preferred to socialize differently. She signed up for her school's cheerleading squad and made the team. Her mother worked as her coach.
I didn't have to worry about her going out to the clubs or anything like that. Keeshaen was the type of person that she would be happy in a pair of basketball shorts and a tennis shoes and a t-shirt.
After graduating high school, Keeshaen also remained at her mother's house while she figured out her next steps. She had a boyfriend, a tiny group of friends, but she filled her time working various jobs. The future looked bright for young Keeshaen, but no one knew the horrible circumstances that awaited the family in the future. Keeshaen, Davon, and Tony were so happy together that it was so hard to believe that everything would shatter in a span of a few years. It was Monday, September 26, 2016, when 21-year-old Keeshaen was getting ready to go out for the night with a friend. She did seem a little troubled as she headed out. She had argued with her boyfriend prior.
The day Keeshaen went missing, I pretty much talked to her every day anyway, all day long. So this particular day, I had school. So I knew I was running late. So if I'm running late for school, I'll call her and be like, Kiki, I need you to bring my books out to the car. She was like, okay, Mom, just call me when you get up close. And I called her, and she brought her books up, brought my books to me. She was like, Mom, you gonna eat? I was like, no, I'm not gonna eat. I'll get some later. She was like, okay, gave me the books. We did a little chit chat like we normally do. And I was like, I'll talk to you when I get out of school, and I love you. And then she was like, okay, Mom. And I went to school. I came home. She had an argument with her boyfriend or the guy she was dating at the time, and she was really upset. Me and her brother talked to her and was trying to calm her down, trying to figure out what was going on, but never really said too much of anything. Then she left out and said she was going over to a friend's house, and I was like, okay. And then she was like, I love you, Mom. I was like, I love you too. And then I had called her like 11 something, or texted her something like 11 something. I love you. And she was like, okay, Mom, I love you too. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be home tomorrow. I was like, okay.
That night, Keeshaen and her friend were dropped off by Keeshaen's best guy friend. Tony got a text message from her daughter around 11 p.m. that night saying she had made it safely. That was the last day Tony would ever hear from her daughter again.
The next day came, by my lunch break, I hadn't heard anything from her. So at that point, I'm like, Keeshaen must have went out or something. She'll call me later on, because usually I've heard from her by my lunch break, or she'd have texted me or something. Right. But I didn't hear anything. So I called her brother, and I was like, hey, Vaughn, did you talk to your sister? He was like, no, Mom. They probably went out and hung out or something. So I was like, okay. By the time I got off work at 5, I hadn't heard anything. So at this point, I'm like, this is not like Keeshaen. And then I was calling her phone off and on during the day, and it was going to voicemail. I was like, nothing. Message her, nothing. Text her phone, nothing. And then I started calling her friends, and I was like, no, I ain't seen her, I ain't heard from her. I called her brother, I was like, Davon, you heard from your sister? She still ain't home. He came home, he was like, no, Mom, I ain't heard nothing yet. I was like, this is not on. He was like, Keeshaen just being a brat.
The next day, Keeshaen did not come home like she planned until
A mother knows their child. A mother knows their daughter. Her and her daughter were very close. Well, she was close with her family in general, especially the brother. You would think they were twins because they were so tight. You know what I mean? Like, she loved her brother. I see Neva says she did love coming to the beach and the ocean front. That's like a serenity. I love that too. The beach and the ocean front. So she loved those things. Wow, this is very, very sad. And also, let's give a reminder, you guys don't know, her son, which is Keisha, which is this young, beautiful queen's brother, he was also murdered. He passed away as well. So not only does she have one daughter gone, she has a son that's gone also. This is very sad.
Tony's texts and voicemails to her daughter went unanswered, something her mother said was unusual for the 21-year-old. Tony reached out to Richmond police, but officers had told her there wasn't much she could do since her daughter was an adult. At that time, police thought she might have gone off on her own.
I was like, no, this is not like her for me to go all day and not hear from her.
Right.
So at that point, I'm sitting on the sofa and I'm calling her friends and calling her phone, and it's still going to voicemail. And I was like, my nerves was like toe up because I'm not used to not talking to her. Even when we're mad, we talk to each other. She didn't text me or something, but nothing. So I was like, this is not like her. I went to go to bed because I had to work the next day, and I just couldn't sleep. So I got up out the bed like maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I started riding around, knocking on people's doors, calling her friends again. You sure you ain't heard nothing? Everybody said the same thing. I ain't heard nothing. I'll call around to see if so-and-so talked to her. I'll see if so-and-so talked to her, but nobody seemed to talk to her. And I'm knocking on people's doors like 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, y'all seen Keeshaen? No, ma'am, we ain't seen her, Miss Tony. So I was like, okay. I called my sister. Both my sisters, one live here in Richmond and the other one lives in Vegas. And I was like, look, Keeshaen, I ain't heard from her. Phone's going to voicemail. And he was like, Tony, go to the police. So I went to the police. First question I got asked was, how do you know she's missing? Because she's 21 years old. Because I'm used to talking to her every day. This is something we did. We talk all day, every day, for nothing. I mean, I had to be like, look, don't call me no more. But they told me that, and they took her information, told me somebody would get back in contact with me. I think it was like maybe almost more than 24 hours later, because I had called the number at the police station, and I was like, hey, somebody's supposed to get in contact with me, and nobody has. And they was like, well, the detective will get in contact with you soon, blah blah blah. And finally the detective got in contact with me, and the rest is history. I still don't know where Keeshaen is.
However, Keeshaen's mother was very concerned because she felt something was off about her daughter's friend. Since the police didn't help, Tony started her own investigation independently.
You see how they had her wait 24 hours? After 24 hours? Now, in the beginning, they wasn't even trying to help her at all. They didn't take it serious at all. And then they had the nerve to have her wait after 24 hours when we know we don't need to wait 24 hours, period. These police, this system is so fucked up.
And immediately.
Friend house. I wasn't sure exactly what friend she was going over because I tried not to pry because she was 21. So I just was like, just let me know you made us there safe. That's all I did, you know.
Did she give you a friend's name?
She never told me who she was going with. I found out later that she was dropped off by one of her best friends.
And where was she dropped off at?
Over there for Broad Street, right about a block or two from Shimarazapop.
Okay. So was her friend familiar with who lived at the brick house?
He was not familiar with it. He said that only reason why he took her over there was because of the fact that he saw that one of her other friends was going to be over there. Okay. And he said that he walked her to the corner and she called the friend, and the friend never answered, and then she called the person that lived there, and that person opened the door, and he saw her walk in the house, and that was the last time he saw her. She was wearing a pair of black basketball shorts, some black and pink Nikes. I forgot what color shirt she had on, but she had a pink scarf on her head that night. She would have had her cell phone with her, which they haven't located yet, and it had her ID in it. You know, I had to look. She'll put her ID behind the case to keep with her. They haven't found her ID, her phone, or a bank card or anything like that. She had a little bag because she would just be back home the next day. So I think she just had the clothes that she was going to wear back home. And they had the cameras, but the police said that the cameras wasn't working in that area anymore. And there was a camera pointing right at that house.
It was only a short time after she found out the names of the key individuals Keeshaen was with that night. Keeshaen's male friend, DeMarcus, drove her to the house that night, and Dejanay was the girl who invited her over. Tony had her daughter Keeshaen's friend take her to the 2-story brick row house where her daughter had been dropped off that Monday night. When she arrived to the home, a man who identified himself as Otis gave Tony conflicting stories about what time he had seen Keeshaen that night and claimed to know nothing about her disappearance.
He told me that he had saw Keeshaen that Monday, about 5 o'clock, but it didn't add up. Because I was like, no, Keeshaen was at home at 5 o'clock on Monday.
So right off the bat, he's lying to you.
Right. The strange thing is, when I went to that, because I had her friends take me to that home, and when I questioned him, and I was like, do you know Keeshaen? He was like, yeah, I know Keeshaen. I know Keeshaen always come over here with, and then he named that female friend that I don't care about.
What do you think's going on here? Why was she going to that house?
Because she was with that best friend, the one that I didn't care for. And I found out later that that best friend had romantic interests with this man. Then
now you see
he changed the time to 6 and then 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I was like, no. Her brother was like, no. And I called the police right then and there.
Tony immediately.
Now you see, the mother was not feeling her friend. The girl's best friend, she just wasn't feeling that. When us parents get that vibe, I wish our children would listen to us. Like, something ain't right with your girl. I'm not feeling your friend. Parents always know. We get that vibe, man. I'm telling you.
Called the police, who did a walkthrough of the home, but there was no sign of her daughter, so they left.
I called the police. The police said supposedly had searched the premises and said they didn't see her or no sign of her. But it still wasn't sitting right with me because the person was telling me they had saw her, or she was at the house around 5 o'clock. No, you wasn't, because my daughter, I had talked to my daughter at 5. By 5:15, she was handing me my books for me to go to school, so it wasn't adding up. So the time just kept changing, but nobody has seen, nobody has heard from her. I still call her phone, I still text her phone. I have the alert on her phone that if anything, it comes on or anything, it'll come up. It says, you're so-and-so amount of distance from you, because the phone is still on. I refuse to turn it off.
Finally, my shade looks like my skin.
C3.
C12.
True Match Foundation by L'Oreal Paris.
Your worst nightmare. That was my worst nightmare, hearing that. I'm already dealing with my daughter being missing, and this is not
I forgot
her.
To edit that part out.
But the fact that the last person to see her has done this to somebody else, it kind of broke me down.
And he was convicted of the crime. CBS 6 News Crime Insider went further into detail about that incident.
He was also convicted of a crime in that house of strangulation of a woman and also bodily harm. He was accused of, but that charge was dropped due to a plea deal.
If you can, tell me about, there was another person this guy was arrested for and ended up serving time for.
Yes, there was an incident that was found out during the investigation of this case, and the person of interest is I would probably say he is a predator.
So is this the bed that she was alleged to be tied to?
Mm-hmm.
The woman in that case actually talked to one of our producers via Facebook Messenger. Here's what she said. But this is what's crazy. After he attacked me, we fist fought until he got me locked down into a position that I couldn't stop him from strangling me. And when I woke up, I was tied up. But about 30 minutes later, Keeshaen showed up, but he sent her away. She also said to our producer, the only way I even got away was because I let him drug me with Rimron, a psych medicine, but I have a tolerance, so it took 2 hours. He untied me after drugging me. I got up, got dressed like it was nothing, and he let me leave.
Keeshaen had never mentioned that man, but something in her gut said Otis seemed to know her daughter. Unfortunately, many questions about Otis went unanswered because initially her disappearance wasn't taken seriously.
I agree, Neva. I definitely agree, babe.
Over the years, Richmond police have stayed quiet on this case, other than publicly announcing in 2017 that they believed Keeshaen had been a victim of foul play. Police acknowledged that something had happened to Keeshaen inside that house. Eventually, Otis was questioned by Richmond police about her disappearance, but never charged in connection.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I'm Tracy Walker with RPD. We'd just like to welcome you and thank you for gathering here today. We're very happy and pleased to have family members with us today and to bring attention to this important issue. So without ado, would like to introduce you to our Chief of Police, Gerald Smith.
Today, I stand here with the family members of missing persons whose cases still remain open dating back to 2008, 2011, 2016. But before I continue, I'm going to come off my notes real quick and thank the media for being here. Whenever we have these media briefings on our missing loved ones, it is good to see as many of you show up today, for you have the power to get the word out far and wide. And I thank you for your commitment, and I thank you also for the families who are here today for actually being here with that commitment. Thank you. I can't fathom the family's unimaginable grief. My heart, RPD's heart, grieves with you. Keeping these cases active and in the public's eye is personally important to me, but also to the family, friends of the missings. They have not been forgotten by law enforcement. They have not been forgotten by our community. And we stand with you because we know they have not been forgotten by you. While there are many questions that remain, we still stand strong with these families and with you, the greater Richmond community, with great hope. We will never forget. We will never stop working. We will continue to strive until they come home. By working together, we will continue to foster hope for the loved ones, and we will not give up that search. That's why we are coming here today, the community, and asking for your help. This month's annual date of disappearance gathering is held not only to remember those from the Richmond community that have gone missing and to recognize their annual date of disappearance, but to raise the profile and awareness of their cases. You, the community, play an important role in solving each and every case. There is no information that insignificant, and we will continue to turn over every lead that we come across. I am thankful for Detective Key and our officers who have followed every clue on their path to reuniting Benjamin, Robert, and Keeshaen with their families. Today, we remember those missing, and we will continue to raise awareness and engage our community until we find them. My call to action to you is to share our social media posts and to share this information with our social media partners that we provide to you. Share or retweet our post from at richmondpolice.com. Even if you are not personally connected to one of the missing, every share, every retweet brings us closer to reaching someone who may know something.
And would like to introduce you to Detective Key, assigned to missing persons cases from our Youth and Families Crime Unit.
Can everyone please hit the like button? I appreciate it when you come in.
Like I said, good afternoon. I'm Detective Clarence Key with the Youth and Family Crimes Unit. I'm currently assigned to work missing persons. First of all, I want to thank Chief Smith and Ms. Walker from Media Relations for the opening remarks. And of course, I would like to thank you all, the media, for being here today. This is so very, very important that we get this information back out into the public's eye. and with hopes of gaining leads and that we can follow up on. Because the ultimate goal here is to solve these cases and to bring closure to the families. So last but not least, I'd like to thank the families for being here today. I know some was short notice and some local and some had to travel a great distance. So we appreciate you taking time out to come in. All right, our last profile will be Ms. Keeshaen Jacobs. Ms. Keeshaen Jacobs, 21-year-old black female, was reported missing in 2016, 9/28. Last contact that Ms. Jacobs had with family members was her mother, Ms. Toni Jacobs, and that was on 9/26. Ms. Jacobs advised her mother that she would see her the next day, that she was visiting some friends in the 3100 block of East Broad Street in the city's Churchill area, which is known as Chimborazo area. 27th came, the 26th was a Monday, the 27th was a Tuesday. She never heard from her daughter Keeshaen, nor any other family members or friends. It was highly out of character for Keeshaen to just leave and not say anything to family members, not to contact them at all through social media or anything. So that was highly out of her character. So a very lengthy investigation ensued involving Keeshaen. Numerous of individuals were spoken with, interviewed, and of course, as you all may know, there were a main person of interest in this case. No charges have ever been filed against this person of interest involved in this case. And I heard some reports that he is currently locked up, incarcerated, but not on any charges pertaining to Ms. Keeshaen. It is so very, as I mentioned earlier, so very important that we keep these members of our community in the forefront. And like we said earlier, and the chief said, we know if someone knows anything, please don't hesitate and to come forward and to share that information.
I'm sorry.
We got you, Toni. We got you.
I just want to plead, if anybody has any information, I don't care how small it is. Keeshaen has a mother. She lost her brother, but she still has family that loves her so much. So much.
This really breaks my heart. I mean, looking at her cry up there, she can't even talk because she's so much in pain. And yes, Neva, I'm going to look into that case also that you just said, and also the one that Kathy B sent me too. And you're right, yes, they do not take our cases serious at all. They could sit up there and say how much they care and how they're, they take our cases serious. We know that is a bunch of crap. This woman, this beautiful queen, has not only lost her daughter, but she lost her son too. This is sad. I'm sorry, God. This is
so hard being at her anniversary was yesterday. The last time I was ever able to touch or talk to my daughter. So I'm pleading and I'm begging with the public to please help. Help me, help my daughter, help all these families that has missing loved ones. They have people love them. And I don't care how small this information could be, anything. I know somebody's seen something. I know somebody knows something. And I just want help to bring Keeshaen home or find some kind of information. Please help me. Help my daughter. That's all.
I'm not sure what else should be said after that. Thank you all for the help that you've provided for them today. Don't look at it as a job today. Look at it as your ability to actually relieve pain and suffering and being able to get the word out so that we may be able to close these cases and bring these loved ones home. Thank you.
Web design, e-commerce, online advertising.
And Commonwealth's attorney Mike Herring took it on. Jacobs says Herring asked her if a plea deal was okay.
They told me they was going to offer him a plea. They didn't think he was going to take it, but they was
do this to make sure they're okay. God could do anything, you know. Without him, I can't get up in the morning. Right. So that's the only thing I have to hold on to, because they usually take care of me. Right. And I take care of them. Through everything, we always had each other. Now I'm by myself, but God has me. He had watching over my baby.
Although the person claimed self-defense, he was convicted and is serving time behind bars.
Keeshaen Jacobs was killed at the Southside Motel 6 in Richmond. James Henshaw was hooked for his murder, reduced to voluntary manslaughter. Months ago, he went on trial and a jury recommended 15 years.
right before the formal sentencing. He hired a new lawyer, which was so disrespectful. That man is the worst.
So a new trial was in the works. The assistant Commonwealth's attorney handling Devon's case resigned, and Commonwealth's attorney Mike Herring took it on. Jacobs says Herring asked her if a plea deal was okay.
They told me they was going to offer him a plea. They didn't think he was going to take it, but they was going to put it on the table. Asked me how I felt about it, and I thought about it, and I was like, no, I want you to fight.
Henshaw did accept the deal, sentenced to 10 years with 5 suspended and credit for time served. In all, he will serve about 3.5 more years behind bars.
At the end of the day, I didn't fail him. The system failed him.
Nearly 6 years later, without either of her children at home, Tony is still desperate for answers about what happened to Keeshaen. It wasn't until CBS 6 got a call from the friend her daughter went out with that night in 2022. Dejanay was serving time in
Okay, guys, something went on with this internet. I don't know. That's how the devil works. You see that shit? But it ain't gonna stop. We almost done. Let's just continue.
For her grandmother, Dejanay also shared that
Please help. Was anniversary.
Months ago, he went on trial and a jury recommended 15 years.
Right before the formal sentencing, he hired a new lawyer, which was so disrespectful. That man is the worst.
So a new trial was in the works. The assistant Commonwealth attorney handling Devon's case resigned, and Commonwealth's attorney Mike Herring took it on. Jacobs says Herring asked her if a plea deal was okay.
They told me they was going to offer him a plea. They didn't think he was going to take it, but they was going to put it on the table. Asked me how I felt about it, and I thought about it, and I was like, no, I want you to fight.
Henshaw did accept the deal, sentenced to 10 years with 5 suspended and credit for time served. In all, he will serve about 3.5 more years behind bars.
At the end of the day, I didn't fail him. The system failed him.
That's right.
Nearly 6 years later, without either of her children at home, Tony is still desperate for answers about what happened to Keeshaen. It wasn't until CBS 6 got a call from the friend her daughter went out with that night in 2022. Dejanay was serving time in Richmond jail on an attempted murder charge when she agreed to speak about Keeshaen. She claimed that she was acquaintances with Otis and he cared for her grandmother. Dejanay also shared that she felt Otis was a predator, but her grandmother wouldn't let him go.
Dejanay is the great-granddaughter of the woman
who lived in the house. How are you? She felt.
So that's the friend that invited the young lady over to the house. Okay. Now she her behind is behind bars or for something else, I guess. I don't know. I'll look into that. But yeah, that's her right there. Check out what she got to say.
Felt guilty when she saw the promo, so she decided to reach out. I'm John Burkett. Yep. She met Otis through work. There was a time that Otis lived on Maury Street. They'd get together, hang out. Keeshaen was part of that group that would hang out with them. But eventually, it got to a point where they needed to move. That's when she suggested great-grandma's place in Churchill.
I would say not even a week went past, and I called the police and tried to get him removed from my great-grandma's house. They basically was like, he's basically a resident. They couldn't remove him from the house. And I'm like, well, he hasn't been here 30 days. He only paid $30, and I'm willing to give him his $30 back because I don't feel safe with him in the house.
When you hear the detective call him a predator, what do you think about that?
I would say that's 100% correct. And it's crazy because, like, you really don't know people until, they show you your true colors. Like, and he definitely showed his true colors that night.
Otis was basically brought there by Keeshaen to look after the grandmother. But for whatever reason, she said her great-grandma kept sticking up for Otis, so she decided it was time for her to go.
And although he went to jail for abusing another woman in that same home as Keeshaen, Otis' prior sentencing didn't stop him from his alleged behavior. After being released, he went off to Florida, but by 2022, he was back in jail for murder.
That's right. She showed hers too. Yep.
Ashley was a mother of 3 boys who loved to joke around.
Now,
she
this
was
is the second
described
girl.
as loving, kind, and resilient. Ashley was considered one of a kind.
She was funny. She cared about everybody. She was my older sister, so anytime I fell short, she always would open her home up to me or do whatever she could for me. Like, that's the type of person she was. We love you, Ashley, and you're making it so much stronger.
She was genuinely focused on building for herself and for her children. According to Ashley's family, she did not know Otis, but on November 1st, 2022, their lives tragically changed because of him. That day, Ashley was walking home and was captured while going through a shortcut close to where he lived. According to court documents, Otis shared an apartment with a roommate at Arbor Glen in Florida. His roommate found the door and the home complex chained shut. When Tucker eventually let her in, she noticed he and the apartment were covered in blood. The document said that the woman attempted to call 911, but Tucker took her phone and forced her out of the apartment before leaving out of the back door. Officers were, however, already on the way after residents told them they heard loud banging and screaming from his unit.
Thank you, Joe. A woman was found dead in a Southside apartment overnight. JSO says is looking for a man last seen dressed in all black. And I understand you spoke with witnesses who said they heard screaming just a few minutes before law enforcement arrived.
Yeah, Kent, they're very concerned by this. The investigation focused on this building behind me, but those neighbors I spoke to said one of their neighbors told them they saw a man in all black walking behind the buildings here around 8 o'clock last night. Now, JSO says they believe this was an isolated incident, but those neighbors wondered, was it? What if that man had come to their unit?
Probably around like 8:45-ish. We heard like 2 screams that were like right back to back. We weren't quite sure if it was like, oh, children experiencing joy scream, or like something terrible has happened scream.
And y'all didn't hear like a gunshot or anything?
No bangs. No gunshot. No, just like I said, that one scream. And then that was it. And these walls are pretty thin. We usually hear everything, so.
This morning, investigators were seen carrying items from the apartment complex. A laundry basket, a paper sack, and a chair. According to JSO, witnesses saw a man dressed in all black leaving through the back of the apartment soon after the commotion. Officers and canines looked for him, but couldn't find him.
That was this morning that we found that out. And I was just like, oh no, they were in our backyard.
I mean, yeah, what's your reaction when you hear that?
That here's not obviously safe. And that, it's Jacksonville just keeps getting worse.
Hey, it's me, your skin. Some cleansers get us clean.
Strangled with an electronic cord. Her brother Taylor said they used to live nearby and she'd walk through the area sometimes, but they don't know who Tucker is.
Was there any sort of connection with your sister with him?
Definitely no connection or relation to my sister at all.
The family worked with attorneys, so they knew a guilty plea was coming, but Taylor said it wasn't easy.
We didn't want to make the wrong decision or letting up on somebody who's caused us the worst pain in our life.
Although he may spend the rest of his life behind bars, Keeshaen's family still wants answers. Many people believe Ashley and Keeshaen's case may be legal.
Police have not charged anyone in her disappearance. However, detectives have named this man, 35-year-old Otis Tucker, as a suspect. Last September, Keeshaen's mother, Tony Jacobs, held a picture of Tucker, saying he was the last person to see her daughter. Now, a year later, Tucker is facing life in prison in Florida. He's accused of strangling 23-year-old Ashley Fowler to death inside a Jacksonville apartment last November. Tony Jacobs says she was listening virtually during Tucker's sentence, questioning if this could have also happened to Keeshaen.
I was like, oh my God, why did he do that to her? And then my thoughts went from that to, oh my God, what did he do to my daughter?
She still believes if police had moved quicker, two mothers would still be with their daughters.
Miss Fowler's daughter would have been alive. It's a possibility Keeshaen could have been home. I'm more determined than ever to keep this fight going. He has nothing to lose now. You know, you're in jail for life for murdering a woman. Just pray that he find the compassion in his heart, if he has any left, just to tell me, you know, give me some closure.
As of today, police in Richmond said her case is not over. Officers from Richmond plan to go to Florida in the coming weeks to speak to Otis about Keeshaen's case. Until then, they ask that if you have any information about her disappearance, to call Richmond Police or your local authorities. I will continue to pray for this family, and I hope that Richmond Police really look further into this investigation. I hope they go to Florida and speak with Otis so that they can get the answers that they need. You all, let me know about the similarities. What are your thoughts and your opinions about this case? I want you to continue to use your discernment, build it up, understand what it is, and knowing that sometimes you have to judge in order for you to be safe in that situation. Let's please stay alert. Let's please stay aware. Please
sometimes you have to
victims
judge in
and
order
the
for you to feel
families
safe.
in the comments. I love you all dearly. And with that being said, please don't forget to check on your loved ones.
The car over there, it's over there. The car got the car on, baby. Yeah, she just had what the boys did, boy. Hey, Monica. Hey, y'all. Hey. I was looking at me confused on the car. She got a license on. Let's take it up. Somebody. You want me to run over? Oh, the pastor's on duty.
Wow. Woo. So sad. Sometimes you have to judge to keep you safe and other people safe. This was very, very sad. I'm sorry about the little commercials. When I was recording it, I recorded it twice actually. The first time I recorded it and I tried to zoom the commercial, so I got discouraged and I recorded it again. Then I got a phone call, so I left it out here to record and didn't think, boop, the damn commercials. I've gotten better with that, though. If you notice, a lot of my videos don't even have that. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time out and being a part of Brooklynsquad Real Life Drama. You could have been anywhere doing anything, and you chose to be here with me and the victim cases and their families, because even though their families is not here live with us, they're going to be watching this video, because I always send my videos to the victims' families. And that's usually how we get into having a conversation on it and stuff. And I definitely did reach out to the mother. Let me see if she messaged me back. Probably not, because still very new. But I definitely did reach out to her, and I will let you know what goes from there. The other cases, Kathy B and Neva, I will definitely check on that. I was going to come back on here yesterday. Remember, I was going to do a whole all-day live with you guys. Let me tell you something. My anxiety was to the roof yesterday. I don't know what was going on, but Dave has suggested that I take that time off for myself. My anxiety was it was bad. It was bad. It was real bad. So that's why I didn't come back on live. But I did look into some stuff about how to start my first book. And I looked into some other cases that I want to bring you. I'm going to upload the other case. It's about a transgender who thought she was going on a night with her king. And it did not end well. Let's just say that. It did not end well. So I'm going to bring you guys that. And for my Patreon, I know you guys want to do game night. If you guys know how to do it, let me know. Because I've been looking into how to do game night on Patreon. And I couldn't even go live on Patreon. I was having a hard time. But I'm still looking into that. Just bear with me. I have other sites that I'm on, but I got you guys. Also, please subscribe to Twitch as Brooklynsquad 45. Okay, I'm going to put it down below. That is my Twitch. I really want to start doing more on Twitch. Exactly, Kathy B. Exactly. That's why I've been telling you guys, follow me on Rumble. Follow me on Twitch also. Let me put the Twitch. That's my Twitch, Brooklynsquad 45. I really wasn't going to go live on here on YouTube today. I just wasn't. I was just going to do Twitch and other sites. But I had a hard time linking the Twitch thing. I couldn't. Where it was supposed to be the link, it wasn't in mine, and that's weird. So I'm going to reach out to them. But if you could, just go Brooklynsquad 45 and follow me on Twitch. I'm going to do a whole nother video about the sites that I'm on, drop links, and we could talk about it on another video. I'll probably do it on my celebrity. No, I'll do it on both, actually. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it on both channels. Right now, we're streaming on Brooklynsquad, Real Life Drama, True Crimes. We're streaming on Twitch. And we're also streaming on my Facebook, True Crimes. I have 2 Facebooks. Okay, but one is just True Crimes, and that's what we're streaming on now. Okay, guys, we are not streaming on my other YouTube channel because that is not crime. This is my crime channel. I do have some updates on my celebrity gossip channel about Keeshaen Rock, her music that she stole, and some other stuff that's going on. So I will be doing that. Uploaded some stuff. I need to go live more on that channel, and I'm working on it. Guys, I'm going to end this right now. I have some stuff that I have to take care of. I love you guys. Be patient with me. I am working so hard on different sites. We also have stereo. I got to drop links. I'm going to do a whole video, right, on just talking about why we should move to other sites and things like that, and let's get each other to follow each other on different platforms besides YouTube. YouTube ain't it. People are actually getting the hell out of YouTube. Okay? I cannot drop the link to Rumble unless I have more than 5 followers. So that's why I can't get the link to Rumble. Please look for Rumble, Brooklynsquad. I'm right there. That part, right? I love when she says that part. Let's keep Neva in our prayers because this was tough for her. I had no idea that she knew this beautiful young lady. This was pretty tough for her. But thank you for participating and showing us different that just participating with us, and thank you for bringing us in a little, because you didn't have to say I know her. So that right there is hard, I can imagine. So thank you. We want to thank you. Brooklyn Squad wants to thank Neva for just participating, even though it was hard for her, because she knew them, you know? So thank you, Neva. Much love and much prayers to you. Everyone else, have a blessed, safe Thursday. I got more videos. I'm not going nowhere yet, guys. I got to cook for my hubby, but I am dropping more videos later. So check out the videos later, and I will see you guys later on. Maybe I'll go live again. I cannot promise. I don't know. I got so much to do today. I also got to figure out how to start this book. Kathy B, I'm going to hit you up in a few about that. Everyone else, have a blessed day, and I love you, and thank you for joining Brooklyn Squad Real Life Drama. Bye, guys.